So I've got less than 3 weeks until I'm going to be back at the racetrack, and I'm going for some pretty aggressive times. So it's time to drop some more weight and install a racing throttle on the bike. But first, before I do that, I'm going to have to install a new ignition switch. This is actually going to eliminate my key switch on the bike as well, which is going to save me some weight and some inconvenience of having to carry the key around. This should be pretty easy to put on and hook up. However, it's going to be a lot more difficult to take the key switch off of the bike. So obviously when they put this stuff on your bike, they don't want somebody to be able to steal it. So they make everything really hard to get off. I'm going to have to drill through some stuff and use some vice grips. It should get pretty hairy. So I'm a little bit nervous about it, but we'll see what happens. My first step today is going to be to take my seat off, and then I'm going to lift up my fuel tank. That way I can get access to everything I need to get this wired. So let's get to work. So just because nothing can ever be easy, it looks like before I can install this guy, I'm going to have to drill a little hole in my bar for this right here. So I went ahead and decided to wire it up just to make sure the bike fires up, which it does. So we've at least got that part over with. I'm going to have to remove my top triple now. That way I can route these wires, and also so I can get this out. So now I'm on to the part which I really wasn't looking forward to, which is removing the key switch from my top triple. In order to do so, I'm going to drill out this hardware, which is anti-theft, which is why I'm having to drill it. If that doesn't work, I can go to plan B, which is just to cut it, but we're going to see how this goes for now. I definitely learned a couple lessons this time. One, if you are not like 100% straight on the head of the bolt, you're gonna have a really bad time. That's why I was drilling like a million different angles, because I basically had the head on one side was gone, and then I couldn't get the rest, so I couldn't get it loose. But where there's a will, there's a way. So now we're good to go, and I'm gonna use some vice grips to hopefully pull these out. All right, so I got the first bolt out with vice grips, and the second one, thanks a lot, Yamaha, is absolutely not coming out. So it's getting cut. Plan B. All right, so I've got the bike back together. minus these. I've got my throttle cables loose because I'm going to have to replace these when I do my new quarter turn throttle. So I'm going to wait for those. And this ignition switch is still also loose on the handlebars because I'm going to have to drill into them to get it secured, and I want to put my throttle on first. That way I know exactly where everything needs to go before I start drilling into anything. Other than that, everything is good to go, and I'm going to make sure the bike starts.